Good morning, brothers and sisters. This is Chukwemeka. So the rumor mill has it, the political rumor has it now that Fani Kayode has migrated to APC or that he has returned to APC or whatever. I don't know why I can't stay quiet sometimes. I've tried to just ignore all these things and stay quiet, but I don't know why I just can't. Fani Kayode. The question I'll ask anybody who is surprised is, did he ever left APC? Did Fani Kayode ever left working for the presidency? No. He was just assigned a different role. Is it not this same Fani Kayode that was parleying with Nnamdi Kanu and they were all talking about how Buhari is a terrible leader? Buhari said he hates Igbo people, that the Igbos changed their leader, Igbos killed their leader, and so they are going to affect Igbo leader. Blah blah. Is it not or is it not Buhari Kayode? Is he not the one? These people, I've told you guys before, since 2017 when I did this video, these creatures you're seeing, these people were all unleashed to do a job on us. These people are whining and dining with the government and they are playing us like cards. It's just not saying it from that angle, but you will. It doesn't hide anymore. In that my video, since 2017, I said IPOB, Niger Delta Avengers, all these Asari Dokubo, all those people were unleashed to in a program to deceive Igbos, to legitimize Nnamdi Kanu. They are deceiving Igbos and making Nnamdi Kanu look legitimate. How many people have converted to APC? How many of them get to get audience with Buhari? Who is Fani Kayode? What wand does this sway in politics? But he has played his role, and his role was simply to help deceive the Igbos and legitimize Nnamdi Kanu. You see all these people, all these Sari Dokubo, Fani Kayode, Sunday Igboho, what's the other one's name? What's his name again? What's that one? That Yoruba boy that's protesting in empty buildings. Whatever his name is. All these people were unleashed. You see, most of you think that Buhari is stupid. But you're wrong. Buhari and the people around them, and they're not stupid. These people, they know the game they're playing. They know exactly what they're doing. They have created these puppet oppositions so that they have the nation under control. And it's working like clockwork. Those of you who are right now, everybody's saying that no, IPOB did not do the sit-at-home order, that it has been hijacked. It has been hijacked. Really? Did you? Oh, now you can see that it's been hijacked. When we were saying that IPOB and their policies is stupid, you guys said no, that we should support them. We support. Nnamdi Kanu is God. Now, your God has been hijacked. Your God's policy, you're the one saying that it has been hijacked. When we were telling you then that this is a stupid policy, you said no. Now you don't see him. Hasn't it happened before your very eyes? Now, haven't you not seen that? Children of God, let me tell you one thing. Look at every decision, every policy Nnamdi Kanu has made in his so-called IPOB. Look at every one of them and tell me who ends up benefiting from it. This is not time to come to the internet and talk plenty talk. This is time to be a critical thinker. Think with your brain and not with your heart. Every policy Nnamdi Kanu has made, who benefits from it in the long run? Not the Igbos. Maybe it's the Fulanis, I don't know, I've not asked them. But I'm definitely sure as shit it's not the Igbos benefiting from it. Every decision he has made, every policy he has made with his IPOB doesn't benefit the Igbos in the long run, in the short run, anywhere. And you're telling me that this is not a controlled position. Whenever the Nigerian military needs something, excuse to do something in Igbo, and this guy provides it right at the door. But you don't see what's going on. Fani Kayode, who gives a shit? People who know that these are all people that were created to legitimize Nnamdi Kanu. That time, in 2016, 2017, when Nnamdi Kanu was in Umuahia, somewhere in Abia State, forming to be the president of a separate country, he was being visited by so-called ambassador of this, ambassador of that. Where are they today? He was visited by countries of this country. All these were some drunkard Oyibo people that they saw and brought them here to legitimize him in your eyes, so that you will look at him and see that, oh, this guy is legitimate, this guy is pulling string, this guy. No, they just brought those drunkards to come here. You think Turkey or whatever country will send the ambassador to go and meet a separatist leader in Nigeria, and Nigeria will not shut down the embassy? Nigeria that common Twitter that banned Buhari, and Buhari had to shut down Twitter till this very day. You think a country existing in Nigeria will send an ambassador or maybe any member of their staff to go and meet a separatist activist, and Nigeria will not shut them down? You know what? I don't know why I can't be quiet. This is not what my time is. But the reason I leave this is that there will be those who will look at it later. There will be critical thinkers who will go through this, and they will know that, well, this is very clear. It's very easy to just connect the dots. It's very easy. The three top governors we have in Igbo land, Governor Umahi, former Governor Rochas, and the current cockroach you have in Imo State, Nnamdi Kanu will never go against these people. I said that in my earlier video. You will never see Nnamdi. These are the closest governors to Nnamdi Kanu. All these people are controlled by the same source. Anyway, I have bigger fishes to fry, okay? Now, right now, the vaccine has been mandated. If you don't take the vaccine, you're not going to government house. These are things that we should be worried about. These are existential threats to us, not some little games that the government is playing. I'm not interested in that anymore. I don't really care. Whatever goes on, we are here, we'll see it. Well, if we're not here, we won't see it. That's just how life will go on. I want to caution people should just be careful about this vaccine. There's one stupid, idiotic bishop, Catholic bishop from Enugu, that told people to go and take the vaccine. I've told you guys that these your church leaders are all cultists, so you don't know what they're thinking. I want to give hearts out to some pastors that I was even surprised. Some of these pastors, they at least came out and challenged this vaccine. Pastor Yedepo, whom I've not been kind to in this channel, if you look at the channel, but I was surprised that he came out and advised his church members not to take this thing. Pastor Chris Oyakilome, the same thing. Advise his church members, warn them about the dangers of injecting this on a disease that we don't even know whether it exists or not. Nobody can say for a fact that this virus exists. It has not been isolated. Pastor, what is it? Pastor Ibiyomie in Port Harcourt, I don't really know his name. But these are the three pastors I've seen that has been vocal about this assault on human lives. Nobody from the Catholic clergy has said anything. The Pope even threatened Vatican workers, like they don't think they're not going to be working there. And you guys are, these people, they've been playing this game for generations. And if you know history, you know what they're doing. You guys are there thinking that they are men of God, men of Guinea. Which God are we talking about here? Which you think there's only one God, Abi? God plenty, beware of gods. There's so many gods. Which God are we talking about? One drunkard pastor from Enugu, a bishop, Catholic bishop from Enugu. If you look at him, he looks like someone on drugs. I'm serious. I don't know this bishop's name, but just take a look at him. He looks like he's on drugs, cocaine, telling people to go and take the vaccine. If you guys listen to him in Kabas a while, that used to be, they're being used as guinea pig to test mRNA technology. And the inventor of that technology said that no human being, the inventor of the mRNA technology said that no human being should take that. If you want to go and take it, now you sabi. People should be demonstrating against such mandate. You cannot force people to take something that, if it harms them, you have no means of reparation, of paying them for that. People should not. I expect people to demonstrate against that, but well, Fani Kayode is more important to them, I guess. May the Most High protect us. For the interest of those who are interested and maybe want to understand controlled opposition, if you watch my video, I gave example of maybe Fidel Castro. He was created by the Americans. It's a controlled opposition, no matter what they say. And the government in Cuba today is still a controlled opposition. But look at what's happening in Afghanistan. The Americans left, right? And the Taliban took over, even though the Americans spent 20 years training the indigenous army. Again, that's what CNN said, that's what Fox News said. That's what you would think if you are listening to these idiots. But if you know history, who created the Taliban in the first place? It's the Americans. The leadership of Afghanistan was what they called the Northern Alliance. And then Al Qaeda murdered the leader of the Northern Alliance. And the person that the suicide bomber that murdered the leader of that Northern Alliance lives in London. From London, he came pretending to be BBC or whatever to interview him and blew himself up. The Taliban has always been working for the Americans from day one. And it is very clear now. The Americans left, nobody pursued them. They left on their own. The Taliban did not pursue them. And they left, not only did they leave wads of cash, they left billions of dollars worth of weapons. Now, the Taliban is one of the strongest forces right there. Why did Americans do that? Why did they leave the Taliban there? Well, they don't care whether Talibans are extreme Muslim, extremists, or who gives a shit. They don't care. The founder of the Taliban, the president of Afghanistan that supposedly ran away, Ghani or whatever, that supposedly ran away, and the ambassador to the US, these were all classmates given scholarship by the Americans in those days. And if you watch CNN, you think, oh, this was going, but these are controlled position. Now, the United States has a group, Taliban, heavily armed to the teeth with dangerous weapons right next to Russia, right next to Pakistan, a country that they've not been able to control for a while since the murder Benazir Bhutto. So the Taliban will now be a very big opposition to the Pakistanis, and they will be there representing the Americans. Those weapons were left for them on purpose. And they'll say, Biden didn't know what he's doing. No, what is that? Biden is not the one that called the shot.